sucks that all programs just like grow until they're too slow to use.
Yeah, pretty much.
They just get like bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's sort of sad.
It is really sad. It's like everyone fucking needs Linux. You don't use that modular shit in your life.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like such an outcast in the Linux world now. Like since I'm still running Slackware, and like I don't have System D, I don't have PAM. Like, I don't have all this stuff that's, like, critical to any other enterprise stuff that was made its way to every other desktop distro.
Yeah.
And, like, tons of stuff just expects that you have it. And I think System D is fucking dumb. Like, I understand that it's useful in a lot of ways, but it's just, like, growing so big. And just like every major distro switched to it, and like System 5's been around for forever. You know, like the init system for it has been around for like 20 years. And like System D's only existed for like 2 years, and now like every major distro has it. It's just like fucking weird to me that they would like all adopt something that was really immature, like all at once.
There you go, right there. I am not cool enough Linux at all anymore to engage in this conversation.
I just like being able to write all my batch scripts to automate all my shit.
Yeah.
And like have the rest of my desktop or other programs to just fuck out of the way. Like I will do it myself.
I just got back into using Linux full time at work, and I'm like, oh my god.
Isn't it so nice?
Oh my god, it's so nice. And it's like I'm doing with 6 gigs of RAM what like my coworker's doing with 12.
Right, it's so light on the memory.
That's like 50 style points right there.
Yeah, for real.
I need to adjust it so I can see the score. Fuck. I need to just put the camera over there. Even that's better. I think this is pretty sick.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
I can like 50-50 fade it.
Oh, whoa. Dang.
Yeah, this video mixer is awesome. It has this secondary slider. It's just labeled fade control, and you can map video to it. You can map the title effect, or you can map the audio.
What? That's nuts.
Yeah, or you can fade in a selected background color. Yeah, then I can just assign an extra function to it that allows me to do like weird double fades. Because I have a hack that allows me to put a channel's video down the like white channel on the color selector.
Okay.
So anything I could normally fill with white, I can now fill with an entire video channel of my choosing.
That's fucking nuts.
So like those two functions together, just like it's like a whole universe all by itself. I'm getting great feedback. Really, if I wanted to make it really good, I think I need to take a machine out of the mix.
Yeah.
It just gets more stable and cleaner.
Oh, I really like this.
Yeah, we could do this for a while. Oh man, those flips are amazing.
Dang.
So yeah, welcome to Computers and Cars. See you today, Jason.
We're gonna talk about cars and computers for a while.
And maybe cars simulated on computers.
And robot cars.
Well, that's cars and computers, again.
Uh,
So, there you go.
so we're gonna talk about cockpit design, like man-machine interface for your car. Like what stuff is missing gravely, like what stuff exists that's terrible.
People haven't really thought about car interfaces very intelligently.
No, they're all
Ever.
they're garbage. Like, and now we have this whole wave of touchscreen interface
Oh,
stuff.
fuck touchscreens.
We're just like, why do you have to go through 2 levels of a menu to change your AC? Like, this is too much.
I literally can't accept that. I won't buy a car
Right, no.
Where I
No
can't turn
way.
the AC off with the knob, because sometimes the AC is on too hard, or too hot or cold. It's just, you don't want to deal with that.
Or you just gotta like do it, and you just
anything that makes you have to look away from the road to like make some other car interaction with the control deck of your car is just like always worse.
Yeah.
Right? You just like can't keep your eyes on the road. It's never as safe. It's like you can't build any muscle memory for it. They're just all terrible. You gotta have physical knobs and some buttons. Like, if they had mappable knobs for different stuff, fine. Like, I will accept that greatly. But no one fucking does that. You have to get, like, a super high-end car to have something like that in it.
Yeah, and there really is no option for...
But it's not expensive to do.
Spaces.
Right? Like, those...
Oh, but it's expensive for them to do it.
Right.
Because of the way they do it.
They're just, like, not thinking about what they're trying to do. And, like, the latency of those touchscreens is enormous. Like, hundreds of milliseconds, like 300 milliseconds. Like, terrible. All their stuff is, like, super underdriven in terms of, like, CPU demand, but they just have, like, bad scheduling. They're just, like, running the wrong, like, OS and, like, library.
Oh man, you got the
stuff.
combo and exploded.
Yeah.
That's the best.
What's up?
Style points.
Extra style points.
That's sick.
So I don't understand this. Like, but everyone is building them into their cars.
Yeah. Well,
But they're all garbage.
That's why people swapping in Android tablets is so popular. Because like even a shitty Android tablet from like 6 years ago is amazing compared to what you can get stock in a car.
Yeah, really.
Or people use original iPads.
Dang.
Because you can pick those up off of eBay for like $50.
Probably less.
But it's still
Every like mod video that I've seen, they all use Nexus 7s.
Mm.
Because it's just like almost like exactly a double DIN size
of
stuff, so you can just like put it
Just hire the
wherever.
right size.
It's really easy to just like latch into the car and wire up to like USB internally.
Yes. Oh, sick.
Damn.
Nice.
Um,
And this adds such a better dimension to this. For anyone only listening to the audio, we're playing the stunt mode in San Francisco Rush 2 for Nintendo 64, emulated on a G27 racing wheel. Because that's the kind of nerd you're dealing with.
yeah.
Ah! Man, and comboed into another launch. That's pretty good. Might land. No.
It was sick though.
Too much bounce.
Okay, so other stuff.
Yeah.
I wish there was way more information about what my engine was doing available on my dash. We have so many like digital dashes now, but none of them give you that info.
I think it's information control in terms of what the dealer can get access to that you can't.
I guess so. You might be right about that.
That's my
But like,
assumption.
fuck that.
I mean, because like
forget that.
OBD2 got mandated to get around that.
It's not a good idea to accept something in any industry that only benefits the industry itself.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean,
that's
that's why OBD2 came around, is so independents could get access to the diagnostics.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because without that,
it was factory only.
they could totally lock the computer down, at least to a much greater degree. To where Joe Bob isn't gonna be able to figure that shit out. Like, we might be able to plug in the serial port, but he's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
And then it's not manufacturer specific. So I mean, they kind of got that right, but there's no why aren't there amazing OBD2 front ends that you can just plug in?
Right. I mean, Torque is pretty good, I think, and like.
But I mean.
But there's still so much more stuff I want to do with the data in real time.
But
that,
think about when GPSs came out. That was before tablets were really big, and they could have done that back in like the early GPS era just fine.
Yeah,
so,
I suppose that's true.
I don't know, but I don't know. What would you want specifically?
Okay, my like dream idea for this in its ultimate form is that you basically have some like fighter pilot display going on, but like if you have a modern car that has like radar and ultrasonics and stuff in it, right, that can like give you other like depth and rate information visually overlaid onto cars, so like you can see a car that's like doing something dangerous that you're not noticing, and it will alert you that like, hey, that's coming up really fast, like faster than you're adjusting for.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, you could have like kind of like I don't know, time to impact, or like time to time to whatever.
Is there a example of like a similar product where all that kind of technology is being like put into use?
Not really.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if that's technically like a very like capable technology we have. Like I'm sure all the individual components we have, but like consumer level for sure.
No one's built like the right stuff into a car computer yet. Like the hybridization of the ECU and infotainment system just like hasn't happened yet, but it's like going to happen at some point.
Well, I'm more talking about like the desire for like overlay of augmented imagery onto your windshield.
Well, like
the information display you're talking about.
imagine if you were driving a car that could constantly display your your minimum distance to stop. Right,
Yeah.
like how advantageous would that be in a driving situation?
Mm.
And like can also measure against like the gap that you're making with the car behind you, can like tell you how many seconds of a gap you have actively.
Yeah.
Right, like you can make way
Yeah.
more precise judgments
And you
about
don't
how to
even need
maneuver in
to, like,
traffic.
I feel like you could have a. I'm sorry, we're talking over you. I was saying you could probably have some kind of simple logic that would detect a license plate
Mm-hmm.
and just say this is your distance to these license plates and just draw little reticles around them.
Yeah.
That would be useful, and that's something you could probably standardize.
And just like
It's a
since
little
you're already
reflective rectangle.
right, and if you're already doing all that, you have like your built-in like dash cam recording. Right, like if you're already doing like active like computer vision stuff, you can still record all the data. Right.
Yeah.
But like that's not especially a feature that's integrated into those things, as far as I know. But like lots of cars don't have cameras like that yet. Like,
No.
it's still a pretty like new thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone's got shitty ass backup cameras. But I
I
really
mean,
like to have one
well,
of
like,
those.
What's it? Snapchat.
Mhm.
Like they're face tracking, and that's a phone app.
Yeah.
So like they should be able to develop a car app that tracks like really easily.
Okay,
signature.
here's my fear of that. If like you have like license tracking info for stuff, it's like will someone use that to try to like stalk a person on the road actively?
No, they don't even need to track a license. It just needs to track a very easily seen feature of a car. It just needs to be able to recognize.
No, I get that, but like it would still have the capability of recognizing like what license plate it was.
Well, that's inevitable with the technology that you're talking
I mean,
about.
the police already have license plate scanners.
Yeah,
That's already a thing.
I guess that's true.
They already have passive scanning of license
By
plates, so
Second Amendment right, you should be allowed to have a license scanner, an active license scanner in your car.
right. Like considering that munitions,
Mm.
I guess the military does. At least with encryption, they do anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the BRZ dash.
Mhm.
Like I like having the idea of having a really cheap sports car that's got that like big central tack. That's got that weird like 3 o'clock red line
Yeah.
going on. Like that's kind of a nicety. Like I like having that kind of design. But I really like those like Civic Si or like Accord R ones, or even like the Prelude ones, where it just like has the tack that's like the outer edge of the screen, and then just like shows your speed inside the tack, like it's all one coherent gauge.
Right.
It just
Yeah,
like,
I
gives
mean-
you raw numbers. I really like those.
I mean, I drive the Scion XB, and that has all the gauges in one tiny pod. and
Right. I really like the
I
dash in
really
your
enjoy
car.
that.
Yeah. No, it is really nice. That fucking Mini.
Yeah,
oh
the
my
Mini.
god, that
Mini's
dash,
awful.
that dashboard's a nightmare.
It's a great
Who
example of a
signed
bad
off on
design
that
for-
shit? Like
So-
seriously.
So, like, the way that cars, not just the way that cars give information, but the kind of information they give, is completely inferior to what we have available.
Right, like what we
technology-wise.
could be
To
doing.
what a hobbyist could build.
Right, yeah. So what like you could personally build if you were skilled enough for your own one car.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's something that, like, manufacturers should be, with minimal, like,
You'd think,
cost
but
There's
increase.
there's not even like a significant aftermarket that does it well.
Yeah, that's
the other part.
It
That's
just
really
strikes me
bizarre
as
to me.
strange, but
There's not enough of it. Apparently,
I don't know,
we're missing our huge money-making opportunity of building an open platform car computer that you just like plug cameras and network devices into.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, definitely. I mean, like,
sell it for $1,000.
So I guess-
$800.
it is crazy because
could we make it out of like an Arduino for super cheap?
Nah, fuck that shit.
I guess
Well, we just need a.
all those different technologies together are also sort of synchronous with the self-driving car.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
tech
kinda.
is gonna get a lot better in
But-
terms of having lots of sensors on a car.
Right, exactly. Like by virtue of having that, you'll have access to way more information
Right.
about like your spatial status in your car.
So it's kind of strange because on the consumer level, less people will give a fuck because they're not the ones driving the car.
Right.
But on a specialist level, you'll be able to have way more information access.
Yeah, like way more info than you could ever have.
Like I think, yeah, the car future could be cool if as long as manual driving cars are not made illegal.
Yeah.
That's
See,
the only thing I'm worried about.
There might be like courses and tracks that you can go ride on or whatever.
Oh yeah, no,
It's not the same.
Recreational driving will always be there, but it would be nice to. I just want to live in a future where we have good electric cars, and everyone that doesn't want to drive has a self-driving car.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that future is possible, and
Yeah.
it could be a lot of fun.
I think it'd take a long time for people to not be like prideful enough to let go of that.
The
Yeah.
battery tech just wasn't good enough. Like it
Mm.
took until like this last 2 years or so for the battery, like for the range and charge rates to like get to the right like convenience point for the price.
You're
Like,
talking
not
about
gonna-
pride as in the self-driving car versus driving yourself.
Yeah, like people,
Yeah.
like in terms of law, like statistically, you can prove that
Uh-huh.
it's more dangerous and that you're gonna save
Oh right,
lives.
but people are gonna.
But people pridefully will never, well, not never, eventually will eliminate.
Like
the-
give up their cars essentially.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of like real serious lashback against that.
well,
like,
I don't know
I
if
think-
it's really in the public eye so much yet.
I guess, but I don't know. It just a lot of the car reporter people just kind of treat it as inadvertible. Like
Sure,
here it comes.
pretty much, yeah.
There's no like, no one's really freaking out that much.
Well,
At least not in the like,
right.
journalismosphere.
Well, wait until it
Aw.
actually gets to become a
Yeah. When it starts affecting people, I guess.
and then lobbyists and politicians will. make it
Right.
even worse.
I guess what I'm also worried about is the, news reportage sucks, and trending topics get over-reported.
Yeah.
So, there might be 1,000 fatal car crashes this week, but 3 of them were self-driving cars.
Right.
So people are gonna lose their shit over those 3. Like, oh my god, 3 whole people died this week,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Well-
because they don't understand statistics.
Right.
Whatever. It's because we're moving to a post-truth society.
Yeah, that I've seen that. I've actually watched that documentary, but I've seen people link it
I
enough.
want to read that or watch it. That is.
I haven't been able to watch it yet,
Back
but
to-
it's fucking true.
Okay. So, sorry, I took
Yeah,
off
no.
topic here.
It was pretty. Yeah, just reading about it was pretty scary because I'm like, oh yeah, that is what's happening.
Yeah, right. Like
Fuck.
postmodernism happened, like when the bomb dropped, right?
Mm.
And like everyone was just like, truth is what you see, right? There's no work in truth, especially anymore. But like that's not a good way to live your life, right? You just
Right.
are like, well, I can't trust the truth anymore. Because you just thought everything was true, because you were an idiot, and people manipulated and abused that about all of society.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're just like, well, now there is no truth. It's like, no, you're real dummies. Like, what are you doing?
We just need
Oh my God.
better watchdog apparatus.
Land it.
God, please. Please, God.
Land
That's
it.
insane. Just gonna like roll across the course. Well, that's on camera.
That was
Holy
fucking baller shit.
shit.
Oh my fuck. Oh man. Okay.
See, I can. These are like the
Yeah,
same point
you can
ranges
do
I'm
it.
getting.
You can do
right?
it.
Like,
This is a much better experience. Okay.
I was wondering, because we hadn't done like a 15-minute set of this thing yet, like how good
Yeah.
it was compared to on controller, but like this is right in my like average point range
Okay,
for like
so
for a pretty alright
It's totally
run.
possible.
Boom!
Cleared
Click
the,
one.
One clip.
so the wheel is not a problem.
Yeah, no, the wheel does not impair scoring ability at all.
That's awesome.
Jason, did you want to play?
Yeah, take
Oh
one.
yeah, sure. Give it a go.
Okay, so I think I took us a little off topic here.
Yeah.
The AI self-driving car thing.
Yeah.
But I was really just trying to say that, you know, the information that allows you to have a very, like, in the technology that allows you to have, like, this high-performance cockpit is also the same stuff that's allowing self-driving cars, which would inherently eliminate the need for a cockpit.
Right.
But like, I feel like the whole, like, once self-driving cars become a thing, so many people do not care about driving, or just like not interested in it at all.
It'll make the cars...
2 points.
Like,
Actually,
the cars that will, like, there will still be manual
It'll
driving cars that
help
will be specialized
right,
only for
exactly,
people that want to drive.
Exactly. It'll help the cockpit argument, because now cars will be made that are extra super, like, you know, driver centric and
Right.
driver conscious. So besides information and the access to convenience and amount of, how else do you see cockpit improvement?
I mean, I don't think like the industry's ever going to pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough demand, and I think that the development pipelines they have are like too shitty.
Yeah, they just like
Otherwise,
don't
we'd
have
already be
enough.
sitting it. We'd be seeing it. And
Like,
I mean,
all the people that they have for software are people that program like real-time embedded, like a high reliability systems.
Right.
They don't do any of the other computer stuff. And they're like really good at doing that part, but like it shows in their other work.
but they're
Like,
not.
that's
They're
the only thing that they have.
they're not outsourcing it to like the mobile developers, which is what they should be doing.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know, Drew pitched me this idea of just having like an LCD windshield, right? It's got like auto dimming for like oncoming lights.
Yeah, you could.
do.
You could have like pinpoint dimming.
Right, so like that would be really cool to have.
I would only be cool with that if I had a kill button right in the middle of the dashboard.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, me too.
That would scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
it shorts
Like-
out in the rain, and it's just like, nah, your windshield's off now.
Yeah, your windshield is all black now.
Right.
No.
No.
No. So like that'd be kind of scary.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that would be fantastic. You could do that.
And it wouldn't really even have to be like super high res. You know, like
Mhm.
you could have pretty fat like blocks that were like singular cells. So like you might be able to make it cheaper.
Ah, too bad.
I don't really know what the like
Crystal. Go back to the
price
watch
scale is
technology.
Yeah, do it cheap.
Kindle.
Cheaper, anyway. I don't know. The thing is there might be manufacturing limitations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wonder. But like we have curved TVs and stuff now.
Yeah.
And like there are transparent screens.
Curved glass.
Right, but those things are only affordable because of massive scale.
Right, I guess so.
Is sort of your problem.
Yeah.
Unless you could,
Just give it time.
yeah, it would have to get really popular.
Well,
But,
that's true.
I don't know. I know that like car manufacturers are gonna aim for this like augmented reality glasses sync
Mhm.
kind of idea in the future. Right, I agree though. Like it shouldn't be like just for your glasses. Like I don't really like that mode of action.
Nice. So,
Sweet wheels.
are
of
there
insane.
like, but are there other areas of the driver's seat and the cockpit that could use some significant improvement, like the steering wheel or something like that, or?
There was a design by I think either Volvo or Audi, where they actually had it was by Saab because it was the airplane people. They actually made a joystick controlled car, that had a stick that you just like rotated your hand like that.
Oh, wow.
And apparently it increased safety and responsiveness significantly. Like it turned out to be
wow.
better than a steering wheel.
Oh, wow.
dang.
And they had a design where you would rotate both of your wrists individually, like on the like both can. Well, I mean not individually. They're like linked together essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But you know you can drive with either hand essentially, and it just never made it to market because it was just too weird.
That sounds super interesting. But like,
That sounds super cool just because you can have like a permanent relaxed driving position.
Yeah.
Like you're not up on the wheel.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. Your arm is always at like chair
Right, and you
height.
can like
essentially.
resist the motion and roll of the car with your elbow.
That
Like, you can
sounds
load a lot of your
super-
body into it, and it doesn't disrupt your wrist motion.
So
Yeah,
like,
you can hold on left and right and back and front simultaneously. Oh,
that was
man.
close.
was like now.
Should have gotten off the gas.
But like, I guess was that? Did they never like try doing like high speed racing with that kind of steering? Like,
It just couldn't market it.
okay, 'cause I'm
And-
curious if like
and-
F1
and-
racing
well,
or
and-
that kind of thing.
People that are like specialists at driving
Their
that have been
wheels are
driving with a
different.
wheel and have been driving like a Formula One wheel which doesn't move hardly at all. Like
Right, like it barely moves up and down. Like you're never gripping the top of it ever, and have like tons of
it's
button
square.
space and, like switches on it.
But the thing is that those people are so specialized at using their like special wheel skill set that it doesn't matter that it's better.
Yeah,
Their
Yeah,
proficiency is so high at the thing that is less
Exactly.
optimal that it doesn't matter. Like it would only help novices.
Totally, I understand. But
So that's why it never got off the ground.
for sure,
Because there's also just
huge difference.
yeah, it's a giant marketing headache.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You always kind of hate the ingrained institution systems that you can't really escape because they've just
Well, they need to make
deployed
money.
Well, yeah, like, or it's just like, you know, it's been deployed on such a massive scale that like trying to.
Yeah,
change
it's
the direction.
normal. Well, it's like there's the alternate pedal scheme where you move the clutch into the center. People have done that on race cars and gotten amazing results. Because you can constantly modulate gas and brake, and then you just twist one of your feet into the center to operate the clutch, and you can use whatever foot is like less stressed at that time.
Oh man,
And
you're
it
breaking my
allows-
brain. That sounds
and
really,
yeah,
really
it gives
awesome.
you. Oh no!
Dang.
Like there's actually a book I'm reading about or that I read about car control. I forgot it's the book by Bob Bondurant. It's really good. He talks about driving a Ferrari that was set up that way, and he said that he actually took like a second off of his lap times.
Dang.
Whoa.
I can see how, but like I kind of wonder, like,
But the problem is that a couple times he fucked it up and almost died.
right, trying to like blend into a downshift sounds like really difficult.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I guess if you're just like
No, it's
you're
not.
using both feet, like.
And
right
you have to
next
keep in
each
mind
other.
that this is in a race car. The pedals are really close. The pedals are less than a foot width apart.
Oh yeah.
So you basically use the. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's awesome. Basically you're using the gas and brakes on the outside edges of your foot, and then you can just move your foot slightly more into the center and operate the clutch by rotating your foot over to hit it with whatever foot is free. But he said occasionally he would, because the thing is that whenever he'd get into bad situations, his instincts would kick in,
Mm-hmm.
and he would try to operate in an attritional way, and he almost died doing it. So
So
he's
he's like, I'm not braking, I'm not braking, I'm not braking.
well, fuck, what's going on? Yeah, you just go into panic mode before you remember that you're using this alternate setup. So that's why that never got standardized.
Yeah.
People were already used the other way. So
Damn it.
That way does sound way better though. But I would be afraid to use it explicitly for that.
for that
reason.
purpose, yeah, exactly.
I don't trust myself enough.
Okay.
I don't trust my subconscious.
Well, especially when
enough.
you're because you want to use your instincts in racing to keep yourself safe,
Right,
not
exactly.
be worried about them tripping you up.
Okay, what if in the distant future, after self-driving cars have sort of eliminated the original learning for how to drive a car, then people can come back to learning how to drive cars in completely like
But
fresh
the-
circumstances.
Yeah, well, but the thing is that, I mean, I feel like the only people that are going to care about controlling their cars are going to do it out of nostalgia.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, for the beginning, but
I feel like
it
will always be
that's
the class
too
distant future.
that's too speculative for me
Okay, fine.
to
Yeah.
like care about.
Fine.
I don't know. I think there will always be a class of people that like enjoy the operating of the machine.
Yeah.
Right. Like those people are always going to exist.
Oh, definitely.
It's like there's still going to be like stuff for drivers.
Okay, so steering wheel, but like
No doubt.
the steering wheel, like the common, your guys' ideal steering wheel doesn't need extra buttons or stuff.
Oh
Steering wheel's like doing pretty good right now, right?
I'm not really concerned about that. I don't know, but like what do you want to like? Let's switch. Let's keep things grounded in reality. Like, CJ, what do you want to do with the Miata? Do you have any ideas? For
I don't know. The only stuff I've done to it
Your
so
NV
far
Miata.
is just like popping out one of the vents to put that oil temp gauge in,
Right.
like to prep for all the turbo stuff. And like I guess I'll have a boost gauge that goes up like on the A pillar,
Mm,
just cause.
yeah.
Just so I have like all the other like driver information on my side of the car. I don't want to like cluttering it up the inside
Right.
of the car or giving up any more AC vents. Like that one doesn't do anything because the way it's positioned by the wheel. So like I'm happy to give it up and get like more air from the rest of the vents. But I don't know. I've looked at a lot of different like dash cam stuff. I kind of like to have like a 2-camera setup in the car. Just in case someone tries to kill me. Like it was them.
Yeah.
That's on.
It seems extremely useful the one time you might ever need it,
Right.
if it ever occurs.
And like there are a bunch of aftermarket mirrors that have like dual, like one front facing, one rear facing camera, and it's just like a mirror
Right.
that you strap over your mirror, and you like plug it in, and you just like wire it in, and it just like saves stuff on an SD card that you can pull out whenever you need it. It's like those seem handy, but I kind of like the idea of having, like if I could have my like torque, like digital dash, like playing behind my mirror.
What is the what do you torque the application?
Yeah, like the phone app, the Android app.
Gotcha.
And like I found some Android tablet mirrors that would allow you to do that potentially, but they all had this weird like super dark blue tint. And it's like you can't use this for night driving. Like this is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
driving in dusk is gonna be a nightmare. Like that's not safe to do. So,
Mirror's
like, no
probably not the
thanks.
place to put it.
Right? Like there's gotta
I
be
guess
something
for
else
a
going
backup
on.
camera, but not a.
But like Drew's Mini has some nice features with the mirror where it's got like the auto dimming. It's like a digitally dimmed mirror
Oh, that's cool.
or something. So just like
So that's what you guys were
understands-
talking about before with the Mini. Is I guess you drove here in a Mini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like I drove it around the other day. Like Drew let me drive it for a while. It feels very different from my car. It doesn't seem like they have totally dissimilar power, but I think it's just because it's an automatic. Like the Miata is more torquey. Because
Yeah.
there's just like no slush in the
Right. Yeah.
drivetrain.
It's more immediate and less. It doesn't slip.
Right, it's like punchier. So it's really weird to drive. It's got these weird turn signal indicators that don't like lock into position. They like click up once in a soft click and then click up again to like activate.
I
And you
think those
click
are
them up
pretty
a single
common these
way.
days.
Oh, they're garbage. They feel awful.
Yeah.
I know it lets them make all these like little tiny dildo stock sticks that just have like tons of twistables on them. Right, there's just like so much shit on them now.
I don't know what this is.
No, it's a sweet trick is what it is. If you can ever get bouncing on like your nose or tail, you can do
Just
a
keeps going.
a ton of rolls. You got it, got it. Yeah.
Oh!
Nice.
That was good. It's alright. Yeah, my approach to the Z is total recreation. So I'm actually thinking of leaving it really Spartan. Huh?
Are you gonna build like a whole custom
No.
dash?
Because I want to keep the stock dash because it's curvaceous and pretty.
Oh, I guess I just mean like the gauges, not like the whole dash.
I'm gonna see what I can do with the gauges. I'm probably going to keep the stock gauges because they give something to the look of the car and the feeling of driving it, because they do look very 70s.
Yeah.
And they're super deep in there. But I might look at like replacing the internals. I was actually wondering why I couldn't just do a servo controlled needles.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can now. There's plenty. I mean, the aftermarket, like if you just get like a blank dash plate and go buy a bunch of gauges, like, you can get a bunch of.
Right. No, but I want to maintain the actual look of the original gauge, so actually put it inside the gauge housing.
Okay.
And then I don't know, maybe have an Arduino or something that reads the speed and does that interpretation. Because it is 70s tech, so it's a cable-driven speedometer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the TAC is the same way.
Lots of cars are.
Like that car is fully mechanical. There is in any electrical things relays. There's not a capacitor anywhere in the car.
Oh whoa.
Yeah, it's a fully analog car. Carburetors and the whole deal. Which is pretty interesting to drive. It definitely feels alive. Everything, like nothing is digital feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is always moving on a weird curve.
Yeah.
Especially the power delivery, which is kind of fun. But I think it looks so Spartan in there. Because I'm not putting any interior in there. It's just going to be
the interior of that
painted
car
floor.
is great. Like the spacing and like the shape of the cabin of that car is
and
really
like all
nice.
the rails along the floor have the holes punched in it like an aircraft.
Mm.
So I'm going to try to leave that exposed. That might get covered up if I put a cage in it. I'm probably going to put a 6-point cage, like just a hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Not the full deal, because the problem is the only way to get a full cage into that car is to either cut out the floor or cut the roof off.
No.
And that's not happening.
No.
Because I feel like that'll fuck the car up.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure a pro could do it, but I'm not paying that.
It is pretty expensive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was thinking almost like a sort of a retro future aesthetic, like Alien.
Okay.
Have a display that's kind of that looks like it was like
Lovecraftian Z is a really cool idea.
sort of like not like Alien spaceship, but like the Nostromo, the human spaceship.
Right. Okay.
So it's just like screens kind of bolted on in that sort of bolty-on fashion. Lots of like yellow and black, yellow and black warning striping around things. Just make it look like it's a commercial, like an industrial machine inside. I was also thinking of doing getting an 8-track player and basically mounting USB sticks inside of 8-tracks and printing custom labels for them.
yeah, you were telling me about this idea.
Yeah, and then just put a playlist of songs. Like I could have all of one artist on an 8-track player essentially.
That'd be pretty cool.
You just stick it in and it starts playing the playlist.
I've been thinking about a lot of different media upgrades for the car. And they're pretty cheap. So I've been thinking maybe I want to do that next instead of any other stuff. Just get a better head unit and get an amp on the car. Because I have the better speakers, but I don't have enough power to drive them at their actual operating voltage range.
Right.
So pushing 24 volts and 12 volts into them, and I can do 90 or whatever.
I don't know a lot about car audio tech. It's sort of mysterious.
So high power stuff, you need high voltage.
Really?
Right. So
I didn't realize it ever operated above.
Well, when you think about it, the sound that you hear is from the amps is just the actual current moving the coil. But the static spacing intensity of the coil depends on the voltage peaks of it, how far it extends in its grow, not through its oscillation. So if you have higher power peaks, you can push more current through without it getting muddy.
Huh.
So having high clarity speakers requires that you have an amp to independently drive them at the right voltage. So
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, head units just can't do it. They just don't put out enough power. They got a tiny amplifier and it's just not enough juice.
I mean, for the Z, I honestly don't want to that's that 8-track idea is way down the list.
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think I even want audio in the car, for the most part.
Okay.
One thing I noticed is not having any kind of entertainment system in the car. It gave me that when you drive it, it's like that feeling when you're riding your bike, where it's just you and the bike out in like the world.
Yeah, but like you can always just turn your radio off.
But it's not. But not having it makes it different.
Okay.
Not having the option.
I see what you mean.
Like, there's only so many things you can even think about doing in the car, and they all involve driving the car.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, for a Miata, you're going to drive it to work, you're going to drive people to Orlando in that thing. Like,
Right. Like I cruise around in it, and I like having the top down and just like
Yeah.
pumping some beats.
Right.
And like I just like them to have like higher clarity at the volume that it can do. 'Cause,
That-
like, when you're
yeah.
driving at 80 miles an hour down the highway with the top down, that part is really fucking loud inside.
Right.
And like there's only so much you can do aside from just like getting speakers that are also really loud.
Right.
There's like that you can make them loud and it doesn't sound shitty.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed is, at least, I don't know, did you ever see the big 12-inch drivers I used to have?
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing about those is having a high displacement speaker, it pushed a lot of sound at low volume. Which meant I could sit a foot from the speaker and it was one volume, and I could walk 10 feet away and it was the same volume.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
you don't. But what that means is you can hear it, but it never like, it's never like punching your eardrums.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's even. I guess that's what a subwoofer is for in a car.
Yeah. If anything, I'd want a footwell sub, but I could probably only fit like an 8-inch in there, like just to have enough like cabinet space or deck to like mount it. Nice.
Finally.
You should get a
Nice.
times 3.
Finally.
I need to mess the effects up a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. You need to get on it. I mean, it's still been sweet.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh wow, dang.
Getting some nice white feedback.
Oh whoa, yeah.
So
Alright.
let's 50-50 that a little bit.
This is gonna be crazy when the camera spins back down. Yeah, I like having the mirrors, the ones like as a pair right next to each other, like, instead of it being merged into one.
I'll just do like,
Right, because they just like are constantly doing like double flips like with each other.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
The aftermarket head units that exist now are fucking crazy. Like you can get ones that can just do like raw file reading and can play FLAC natively, so you can just like
That's
rip
nice.
all your CDs to FLAC and put it on a huge
Oh,
thumb
wow.
drive and just plug it into the front and have all of your music at like
Huh.
high quality.
Wow.
Yup.
That's-
And that thing only costs like $130.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy how good they are now.
Oh man, that almost makes you want to replace the one in the Scion.
Right? It's so cheap to do.
Oh.
And you get so many more features. And you
I
can
just-
like sync it up with your XM. Like it's got extended stuff for everything. Like all of them have Bluetooth, so it's like immediately you can sync with your phone. And they all have like the aptX, like high-end audio capability. So like if you have like the high-end audio streaming over Bluetooth available on your phone, like it can do that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I've never touched the one in the XP is that it is actually it's acoustically tuned to the inside of the car, and it actually has several different processing modes designed around the internal shape of the car. So when you
Yeah.
turn that effect off, it just sounds like shit. When you turn it on, it's like pristinely clear.
It's pretty crazy trick. Yeah.
But at the same time, I've heard some people's like professional setups in like trucks that sound way more clear.
Yeah. It's all about the high power.
Yeah.
You just need those big amps and those
I just have to. I seem to overpower the acoustics in my car.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you just get the amplitude high enough for all of it.
actually pretty big, like, holes in the Miata doors. They have, like, 8-inch rounds. So you can fit, like, a whole 8-inch woofer into one of the doors if you wanted to.
Wow.
If you, like, only wanted one channel sound and a sub in your door through the passenger. Like, you could do it. They fit, too. I've seen people do it. Right, just, like, drop 8-inch subs in there. They clear the edges of the door just fine.
crazy.
So you get, like, a marine one. I saw a guy that, did that and then, like, made, like, modified headrests. And just, like, embedded speakers in, like, the size of the headrest behind your ears.
Oh, that's cool.
So you just have,
That's
like,
smart.
full range audio, like, up close to your ears, so it doesn't have to be super loud. And then you just got, like, all the thumping, like, right in your legs. That seemed like it was a kind of cool setup. But, like, I don't want to fucking cut my seats up.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Just not dedicated enough.
I feel kind of dumb.
Or
Like,
foolish enough.
I got these speakers and I went to pull out the ones in my door, and they actually had a higher power rating, and they were like a three-way one.
Oh.
But they didn't have any like crossover circuitry in them, like not even a passive one.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't like when they do this kind of like weird, like capacitive frequency coupling between the different speakers. Like it always doesn't sound as good, and like it doesn't cost that much to put passive elements in there. You know, like it doesn't cost you that much to put like 2 capacitors in there.
Right.
So just like do it the right way.
It's not a thing I understand terribly well.
They made car audio stuff that has like independent crossover boxes, so you can like adjust the decibel like gain of the different channels that it splits. So you can like attune like the high channel like independently on the box from everything else in the system. I just feel like that would be a huge like quality of life improvement.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
like driving that car on an everyday basis. Just like having that extra rich sound and like a little bit more bass. And I feel like I would probably have enough bass if I just had an amplifier. Like I don't know that I need the second bass. If it could just like push a little more power, I think that it would be totally fine, like as is. Because it can get up there pretty good. For like any specific tracks that have like the right bass range, like you can get really bumping in there.
You're just not getting the super deep bass.
Right. But like I don't know that I'm ever gonna get that in the car especially.
If you do, it would be obnoxious because it would have to be loud inside your clock top, which means it's loud everywhere.
Yeah. So I just feel like it'd be unnecessary. And like the amps are not that expensive. Like the amps
Oh my
really
god!
close.
So
Dang.
freaking
We were
close.
super close back.
Oh my god.
Shit. The closest we ever got.
What were you about to do?
Get that Mountain Dew can.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to make this.
Yeah, I've never been able to figure out how people get those.
I've gotten the one on the top with the big green thing before. There's another one on the other ramp too, but it seems even harder. I like this setup mode of like being able to hold your brake like steering in and then just like go.
Nah, that was good.
Just here.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next Mighty Car mods to come out. Get the actual like driving reviews of those 2 boosted Miatas. I got it now. Even now. Dyno's not enough. I don't know, Jason, what do you think would be better?
What, supercharged or turbocharged?
Yeah.
You know, turbo all the time. I'm always all about turbo.
Yeah. I agree. It just seems like it's more fun. Like more fun to drive.
I feel like superchargers are great for like if you have a super big V8,
Yeah.
and you just want to make
If
fat
you-
torque all the time.
Right. If you have like 100 horsepower to spare to make like a lot of extra horsepower,
Right.
it's more worth it.
I feel like the advantage you get is much higher with a larger displacement motor.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea of tiny supercharged motors, but maybe if it also had a turbo. Can we do both? There is actually a twin charged hatchback you can buy.
I just want those like Formula One hybrid like boost chargers. You just have like the electric supercharger like turbo effect where you can just like on demand pre-spool it and like use electricity as a pump.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Stuff like that's cool, but it's like I'll never have a car that has that probably.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like spaceship tech to me. It's like reading about fighter jets. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder like how expensive that is though. Like I feel like that motor has to be kind of complicated in itself.
Yeah, I mean it might be something you could do with
yeah,
modern
I
like
have that.
computer modeling.
Uh-huh.
You know, you can get a lot more done now on your own. Like with the power of a person can buy,
Yeah.
as opposed to years ago.
Or just like, if you already have the turbo, and you just like have the motor assembly, you know, like the turbo's still spooling up by itself some, right? You're just like adding extra to that. Like it doesn't even have to be a complicated motor, I guess. It just has to be able to like operate in the like turbo spool speed, which is probably the tricky part, I think.
Yeah,
Or like the spin speed, I mean.
I mean, you're talking like, 20,000 RPMs.
Isn't that low even?
For a turbo spool speed? That's
For like a turbo.
pretty high, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but
I have no idea.
yeah.
Oh,
man!
motherfucker!
Oh,
my
man.
god!
Oh,
Oh my
God.
fucking god! Ah!
You're doing real good though.
Almost didn't do. So sorry, Drew, for your loss.
I don't know. I just want like a super peaky gas engine with just like the electric flywheel. Just like be done with it. Just have the thing that like only has the cam profile to like rev up super high and just like don't idle it or fire it until you're gonna like use that part of it. Just like save a ton of weight, you don't care about your variable shit. Dang.
It's tough to get that speed right.
Yeah. Jason, do you remember that idea we had for the manual CVT car?
Oh yeah. I had totally forgotten about that. But yeah.
That was a really cool car idea.
Why not just operate the CVT manually? Just have a
pedal for it.
lever or a pedal,
Have like a weighted pedal.
and you just dial in your gear ratio.
Right.
Fully
Or, like,
analogly.
it just has like a range to throw between like peak torque or like peak efficiency or whatever.
Mm.
So you can just like adjust like the torque intensity.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I
as
guess
you're going.
you could have it like you could give it a normal map that you can just adjust the whole map upward or downward.
Right.
Yeah, and that would get rid of a lot of the complication where you're not constantly on it.
Mm-hmm. And then you don't have to worry about gearing, like,
Mhm.
especially if you already are driving an electric car.
Where like you're not taking a sacrifice for having to run different gears, and like the advantage is you can run a super cheap motor, right? Like you can have a motor that has a very like narrow like stability range, right? And you don't have to make any efficiency compromises because you can just design it to be like at its most
It runs
efficient
at one speed
It runs
very
at
well.
one speed all the time. And it gives you
Right.
so much torque that you just like use permanent gearing advantage
Mm.
to like develop more power, right? So like it's pretty good. I just like the idea of being able to push like both pedals down. Just like I need to go extra fast. Like you put the one pedal down, and it's like for your regular cruising, so you can just like add more with the other gas pedal. Just like go.
Just gradually downshifting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, I fucked up.
But that would have been a super sweet car.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot more about this, like Delta Wing project idea. It just seems like so great of an electric vehicle. Maybe you make that just all electric, since you only need 2 motors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then like you don't need a differential at all. Like you just have whatever like gearing down for each side. And like you have so much weight, but it's all like centered and low slung at the back, which like improves the advantage that that car has, like geometrically, you know. And like your battery weight can still just be on the floor, and it can extend partway up into the nose to like the balancing point, so you can weight balance the car with the batteries.
Right.
And like the batteries don't change how much they weigh, unlike a gas tank.
Right.
Right.
It's true. You have
So,
more
like-
consistent weight.
Yeah, you get like so many benefits from combining the two of them together. And like you have way less drag than a normal car, right? So like your range is immediately better, right? You just like don't have to push as much air out of the way, so it's not as hard.
Right.
Man, I want one of those so bad.
Someday.
I would daily that if I had it. Which is like the whatever old school like McLaren F1 or whatever style. They just have like the 3 seats. You got enough room for like 2 passengers, and like you're just in the center seat that like starts going up into the
Yeah.
nose a little bit, and like the trunk is in front of you. And like you can still get like a moderately sized trunk, like depending on how long your wheelbase is. Which like in an actual like road car application, I feel like the wheelbase would be a little bit longer than in a race application.
Yeah. Well,
So just have like you need different like tire advantage, leverage stuff going on.
well, and you want, I mean, a longer high performance car is going to be more stable.
Right, exactly. And then like you get extra trunk space as a result of that, right? And you put like, I guess if you need to cool anything, right? Like you can ship those fat radiators right in the side between the wheels. Like you have this huge aero surface to use for both like downforce and cooling, all at once on both sides of the car.
Right.
So like that's pretty nice.
I was wondering if you couldn't just put a coolant tank in the rear of a car and build the bottom surface of the coolant tank into the
The diffuser.
into the diffuser. Yeah. So the diffuser fins are actually
That's kind of a cool idea.
being heated by the coolant. So you have expanding air, which is less dense. I don't know. It's
Have like some weird kind of like temperature reactive diffuser going on.
well, I mean, I was just thinking, they do all kinds of thermal effect stuff in F1.
Yeah, I know exactly. If you could like get the right fin structure, you do some pretty crazy stuff. Oh dang. I don't know. I like the idea of a Delta Wing that you can like take a shallower angle, like pulling out behind someone, even. And just like when you get in a jam, like it's easier to get your nose out, right? Like there's only a tiny part that you have to like avoid colliding with something, and there's not not as much car on either side. So even if you like narrowly miss something, you're not gonna get as damaged. You know.
Wow.
Spotted Drew.
No. Come on, one more. No.
Just give me one more.
Whatever. I think these lock adjustments are fine. It's just a matter of like getting used to it. I don't think we need to like fuck with the steering wheel at all. Oh fuck.